What's up, everybody? I'm back here for another contest entry. This one's a little more involved, so I will probably be a little bit longer here. Still figuring out this camera, so the videos may look great, changing HD and side, so I'm sorry if this looks weird. But anyway, I'm here to do a contest entry for Mr. Bad English Rex, Mr. Finglish, the man that talks with his hands better than I talk English, apparently. Very funny channel. He's very witty, very funny, comedic, likes everything. A lot of foreign stuff as well, Finnish, big into the Finnish music, stuff like that. Interesting dude. Always manages to make me laugh the way he talks with his hands, and he's very, I don't know what he is, but the translation comes over very well. Jesus Christ, just learn how to talk. Anyway, he had 5 questions, and I'm going to answer them a little bit differently because of the way they're set up. I actually have a song and a album kind of together, so the album's going to be an answer for 2 questions. A couple of them will be, actually. So I'm going to go with a record that a record that makes you, I think I got this right. A record you play in the fall, when in the colder weather, that I guess makes you feel wintry, or the cold weather. For me, I take this as in the fall, winter, early spring. As long as it's chilly out still, I sit outside by the fire a lot. That's how I chill. Just outside my garage, I play music. And an album that I always play every time I go out there. It never fails. And that's this album by Within Temptation. I got the camera at a different angle. It's called, something heart. The Heart of Everything. I don't know. Album has a lot of sentimental value for me. A lot of the songs mean shit to me. That long ago too. So I always play this album. It's like as soon as I get out in the garage, and I don't do it when it's warm. It's when I'm by the fire. I think that's my zen time and my chill out time. So I always play this. No matter what else I play, this will always get played. And usually, if I'm getting a little buzz, this gets played more. Okay, so that was the winter feel. Okay, also question number 2 is he wanted to name a winter song, something that has, I'm not sure if I got this right because I don't fully understand him sometimes, but an album or a song that has to, album, band, cover, that has to do with winter. This also plays, I can pull out Nightwish stuff left and right, but I don't want to do that. They got winter covers and winter songs, and there's a band called The Priest that has a Russian winter song. I got a lot of stuff I could pull, but this was easier. On the 3rd song on this album is a song called Frozen. I don't know if this is going to autofocus or not. It's cold weather, so Frozen fits in, right? So I hope that fits the question, the answer to that question. I love this album. Alright. I am going to go with the 3rd question, was recommend you a band that you may not know about. I'm going to recommend a few, because there's a few good bands from before, and again, this question will also fall to your other questions. The first band I'm going to recommend is a band, I don't know how it's said, I say Colobust, and that's Colobust. It's a band out of British band. Trusting the Illusion. And this is their second album. Both albums are fantastic. I think this is last year. I don't remember the year. I wouldn't call it symphonic. I would say it's a good power progressive metal with female singer, vocalist. Highly recommend that. And that's Collibus, Collibus. Check them out on YouTube. I think you'll like them. And the next band is part of my two-parter for your other questions. There's a band called, that's correct, there's a band called Lullacry. Really, really good early. This is what, 2000, right? 2001. This is kind of that gothic symphonic, gothic metal. When I say gothic, I don't mean like 69 Eyes or Deep Voice. It just has that, you know, and there's so many terms to use for music, it drives me crazy. I just call it metal. It's heavy metal with a gothic symphonic feel at times. And this is their first album. This is still their best album, in my opinion. This Tanya was the singer here. That's her on the front. Well, she left after this album, and then they returned with another Tanya on vocal. So this is another one of their albums. I've got 4 on well, I've got 3 here, but I got 4 on CD. But I think they have 5. And the original singer actually came back. They just did they're doing the band's breaking up kind of deal. And the original singer came back last year, I think it was, her. And they did a song for like a greatest hits or something like that. I haven't found it yet. But good band. Very good band. If you like the female metal, you know, that gothic rock, metal, gothic symphonic feel, but has power behind it too. Question number 4. I'm assuming this is what do people think of why I collect as much as I do, or why music means a lot to me, or anything like that. Some people I know, they know the basic metal stuff, you know, Priest, Bon Jovi, you know, that kind of stuff, but not the depths that I go into when it comes to music. And I really do listen to everything when it comes to, you know, AOR, hard rock, metal, thrash, death. I'm not big on black metal unless it has like a, you know, Jesus Christ, I'm not good with words today. Or whatever. I'm not good with black metal. I don't really care for it. I don't like that brutal stuff. It's got to have a melody to it, and it's got to have a good vocal. Anyway, back to the subject. People don't get it. People don't get why I collect the way I do, or why. You know, the big thing is, how are you ever going to listen to all these? You know what? I've been listening to all this stuff since I was 8, 9, 10 years old. So I listen to it all the time. I'm very OCD with my stuff. You know, right now it's not, because it's all sitting around because the basement's not done. But it makes me happy. It's one of the few things on this planet that make me happy. It's still like Christmas to me every time I get something in, even if I know it's coming. It's still like Christmas to me. And I don't think people understand music people. When I say music people, people love music, I get it. And I'm not trying to say I know more than anybody else, but I don't think people understand how music affects me, physically, emotionally. You know, people don't get that. I'll talk the album side. So a lot of the time, just more shock at all at what I have, you know. It was much worse with all my CDs, because I had, oh my God, big containers full, you know, plastic totes full of CDs, and moving was a bitch. I had like 28 of them. And that's, yeah, you got that many CDs in one tote, it's heavy. Can't imagine what the vinyl's going to be though. People don't get it. And I don't, and it makes me feel silly sometimes when I try to explain that, or, you know, why certain songs hit me a different way. or why a sad song when I'm sad isn't necessarily a bad thing, or a happy, or a angry song when I'm angry isn't a bad thing. It makes me feel better. It calms me down. That's my way of getting my shit out, And I don't think most people get that. A lot of us don't do this just to do it. I mean, I guarantee all of us that are like this sit around, whether you're in your car, sitting anywhere, listen to headphones or on your phone, at home with your turntables. I listen to a lot of vinyl, especially when I'm by myself, which I am a lot. I got shit cranking all day and all night long. Even if I'm downstairs or in the other rooms, or I crank it all the time, especially the vinyl. It just does something to me, playing vinyl and touching the vinyl. And you caught me smelling vinyl once in a while because I'm trying to see if there's smoke on it. So I don't think the reaction I get is positive. Does that make sense? I think people are more overwhelmed, And don't get me wrong, there's people that don't collect like I do that feel the music just as much. That feeling for them is different. I've talked about this before. In my life, in the bad spots of my life, real bad spots in my life, music has kept me going. It literally stopped me from walking off a bridge, So without that, I probably wouldn't be here today. And that means something to me. It may not mean anything to the people around me, but for me it does. So I don't care what people think about it. I don't care if people think it's obsessive. I don't care. It's what I love. It's the one thing I do. Music. Whether it was CD, cassettes back in the day, vinyl back in the day, cassettes now, not cassettes now, CDs now, or vinyl now, which has come back in to my life, which I wish I never got rid of. So there is a 5-minute rant on nothing, but I hope that makes sense. A lot of times I think in my head, it doesn't come out in words perfectly for me, but I think you may understand it. Anyway, get away from that sad sack shit. Lastly, his bonus question was to name a favorite Finnish band. I know a fuck ton of Finnish bands. There's a lot of them out there. Stratovarius, Him. I do like some of Him stuff, the earlier stuff. Poison Black. Now I'm going to draw blanks, right? There's a shit ton of them. I can't think of them. To Die For. I think Negative is Swedish. I can't remember if Negative is Finnish or not. But there's a ton of bands out there. A lot of my favorite bands aren't the bigger bands from out there. A lot of mine are the smaller, well, for me, smaller here, because most people don't really know about them. Earlier, I showed you a band, Lulacry, the one I recommended to you, which you may know since you're Finnish, but I would recommend these guys. Either singer, either singer is great, I think she just has a little bit more high in her voice, and they sound similar. So Lulacry, I would definitely recommend to you to check out. And I'm going to recommend two. And this band you may know. I always call them the Finnish Bon Jovi, and they actually cover a Bon Jovi song on here on their first album. And their first album is still by far their best. And again, you may know, but that's a band called Love X. I remember back in the day, this CD cost me a fortune because I had to have it imported. I don't know if you guys can see them. These are from 2000. Was it early 2000? I am blind. I can't see it. I don't know the year. But anyway, they do a cover of, this is the two disc version, and it has, was it Runaway? The album's called Divine Insanity. I think it was Runaway. Yeah, they do a live version of Runaway, Bon Jovi's Runaway, on this double disc edition. I just think that era Bon Jovi modernized with that Finnish twist to it, you know? A little bit of keyboards in there and stuff like that, prominent. This album is fantastic. I would recommend this to any hair metal fan, metal fan, and the band's called Love X, and this album's called Divine Insanity. This is their best one. They got a little more radio oriented, but I would definitely recommend that. And you may know this, Mr. Finglish. And I also got the little single they did. Their best song is actually on this, called Anyone Anymore, right? Anyone Anymore. There was I found these guys on YouTube back in the day. Was it Univision or there's this world talent show that I can't think of right now, and it always has a lot of hard rock and metal people on there, and they're all from around the world. Like there'll be the one show will have bands from the U.S., Germany. I don't think there's many U.S., Germany, Lithuania. I mean, all kinds of weird, Polish and all kinds of places, and they'll kind of like a American Idol, but for bands and singers. It's all one big talent show. And I watched that quite a few times through YouTube, and that's how I came across these guys. There's a couple of bands that I've come across through that show that I've hit it, you know. But this one was a little CD single. I'm pretty sure I got it with this one. I bought it with the Anyone Anymore, which is their best song in my opinion. I love it. Anyway, I hope that fits everything I need to fit here. I think I got it all. A little bit of rambling in the middle there. A little bit of, can't talk today. I need to do this. But anyway, I'm going to link Mr. Finglish in my description below. Please give him a sub. I don't care if he puts his face on camera. I know a lot of people bitch about that. Oh, I don't want to see hands. He shows music. He talks about music. He just doesn't like to put his face on camera, although he probably should for us one time, just saying. But anyway, check him out. I like him. I enjoy him. I watch 99% of his videos. Again, go sub him, support, in description below. Thank you and good luck.